Every developer knows that feeling of being completely swamped by information, right? The market just moves too fast, and trying to keep up with manual research is a losing battle. So, what if you could architect a system to do all that intelligence gathering for you? Today, we're going to break down the exact blueprint for an automated market intelligence engine.
So, this is where we're headed. A fully deployed autonomous system. And look, this isn't just about grabbing data randomly. It's about building a super reliable, real-time information pipeline that gets your team the right intelligence right when they need it most. Let's dig into the components that actually make this happen.
To build this thing, you need the right tools all working in concert. It's best to think of it like an automated team, where each piece has a very specific, specialized job. So, let's meet the key players in our setup.
First up, we have the primary scout. This is your system's eyes and ears on the ground. We're using a Browse AI scheduled monitor for this. Its job is simple, but it's relentless. It constantly crawls key industry websites, blogs, news portals, you name it, just looking for any change at all. This is your frontline operative, and it never, ever sleeps.
Next, we've got the intelligence filter. Now, this is the brain of the whole operation, and it's powered by Gemini. Once the scout hauls back a load of raw data, the filter makes that first, absolutely critical decision. Is this actually important, or is it just noise? You have to get this step right because it's what prevents data overload and keeps your insights pure.
Say hello to the Orchestrator, which is basically your logistics expert. For this, we're using a make.com scenario. So when the filter gives a thumbs up on a piece of signal, the Orchestrator jumps in. It grabs that raw insight and starts enriching it, adding context, formatting it, and getting it all prepped for its final destination.
And that final destination, it's the central vault, which we're building in Airtable. Now, don't think of this as just some digital filing cabinet. No way. It's a dynamic, relational database where every single insight is stored and intelligently linked up to the right clients or projects. It builds this incredible web of knowledge over time.
And finally, there's the priority bridge. Think of this as the red phone, the direct line for emergencies. We build this with the Slack API, and its only purpose is to cut through all the noise and deliver market-moving, critical alerts straight to you and your team, like right now. We'll see exactly how that works in just a minute. Okay, so we've met all the individual players. Now, let's follow a single piece of data as it travels through the system. This is where you can really see how it all clicks together.
So the journey really breaks down into 4 key phases. It all kicks off with monitoring, where our scout spots a change. Then comes ingestion, where that data gets captured. From there, it moves to triage, that critical signal versus noise check, and finally storage, where the good stuff gets archived in our vault. It's a really clean, logical flow.
And it all begins right here. Our scout is out there. It detects a change on a website, and boom, that raw data is captured. It immediately flows from the wild web directly into the heart of our system, the intelligence filter. And that's where the first real test begins. Inside the filter, the system asks one simple binary question. Is this signal something high impact and relevant, or is it just noise? Honestly, the quality of your prompt engineering for this Gemini-powered check will make or break the efficiency of your entire system. And here's how that decision plays out. If it's a signal, the system summarizes the insight, tags it with all the right metadata, and sends it down the enrichment path. But if it's noise, like, say, a minor website change or a typo fix, the process is just killed right there. This is so important for keeping your database from getting bloated with useless junk. So, for a standard piece of valuable information, the journey pretty much ends here. The verified, enriched insight gets injected into our central vault. The system is smart enough to automatically link it to the correct client record or project, making that info immediately useful and in context for your team. So, that covers the normal, everyday flow of intelligence. But what happens when the system finds something that absolutely cannot wait? That brings us to a really critical piece of this architecture, the emergency protocol. As a developer, this is probably the first question that popped into your head, right? Standard processing is fine for most updates, but a competitor getting acquired or a huge industry announcement, that stuff can't just sit in a queue. And here is the answer. If our intelligence filter tags any piece of data with a high priority flag, something like market disruption, it triggers a completely different workflow. It bypasses the normal storage path and is immediately shot through the priority bridge, firing a direct alert right into Slack. You get the news the second it happens. So you might be thinking, why go to all this trouble to build this? Well, let's talk about the automation advantage. It really boils down to 2 simple things: speed and precision. I mean, the difference is just night and day. On one hand, you have manual research. It's slow, it's riddled with human error, and it eats up so many resources. On the other hand, our automated system. It's fast, it's precise, and it runs 24/7 without ever needing a coffee break. For any dev team, it's a no-brainer.
Okay, so the system is fast. We've established that. But in any professional environment, people are going to want proof. You have to be able to verify where your data came from. That's why the last piece of this puzzle is building in confidence through total auditability.
And this is the verification loop. For every single insight that gets stored in the central vault, the system automatically logs the original source of truth URL and the exact timestamp of when it was found. What this gives you is 100% auditability. You can trace any piece of intel back to its origin with a single click. That's how you build complete trust in your data. And when you put it all together, that's what this entire architecture is engineered to deliver. It's a system that gives you not just market velocity, but true automated authority. So, we've walked through the high-level blueprint. If you're ready to actually roll up your sleeves and see how you can implement this architecture for yourself, you can find all the detailed guides and resources you'll need over at Business Goto. That's businessgoto.ca. Happy building!